In the Day 5 notes, we're going to take a look at point-slope form of an equation of a line. So we've done slope-intercept form, and now we're moving to a new form which we call point-slope form. The point-slope form of the equation of the non-vertical line that passes through the point x sub 1, y sub 1 with a slope of m is the following. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Now notice our point x sub 1 and y sub 1. So this right here is the y-coordinate of our point. This is the x-coordinate of our point. M is our slope. So if we take a look at example 1, we want to write the equation of the line shown in the graph to the left in point-slope form. On your test, you're going to have to know the difference between point-slope form and slope-intercept form. So your questions will now specify which form you need to write your answer in. If I want point-slope form, I need what it says in the name of it, the point and a slope. Just like with slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Again, if you look at the name, slope and intercept, I have the slope and the y-intercept. Point slope, I have a point and a slope. So in point-slope form, first thing I need is my slope. So if I look at the slope from this point to this point, I can either take these 2 points and do my slope formula, or since it's on a graph, I can look and say that I'm going down 1, 2, and to the right 1. So I know that my slope is -2. And then I need to choose a point, and I can pick any point that lies on my line. So I'm going to go with the point -2 and 3. So now with this slope and this ordered pair, I can write my equation in point-slope form. I am going to be substituting in for y sub 1, for m, and for x sub 1. So I get y minus the y-coordinate of my point, which is 3, equal to slope, which is m, or in this case -2, times x minus my x sub 1. Since my x sub 1 is a -2, I am subtracting a -2, which changes this to a +2. And that's it. This is my equation in point-slope form. Now, that's not the only equation I could use. Point-slope form, there are many different forms or many different equations, all of the same line. Because let's say I chose a different point. My slope would still be the same as -2, but let's say I chose the point -1, 1 instead. If I plug into my formula, I would get y minus the y-coordinate, which is 1, equal to my slope, which is -2, times x minus the x-coordinate. Minus a -1 makes this a +1. And there's another example of an equation of this line right here. Now in letter B, we can go from point-slope form to slope-intercept form. So because we have these different point-slope form equations, if we put it into slope-intercept form, we will get the same answer no matter which point-slope form we started with. And let's take a look at that. So if I take my first equation, which was y minus 3 equals -2 times x plus 2, and if I want to put it in slope-intercept form, that means I need the y value all by itself. So I need to get this alone. To do that, the first thing I would do is multiply by -2. And I get y minus 3 equal to -2x minus 4. Then what I need to do, since I'm getting y by itself, is I need to get rid of the -3. And to do that, I can just add 3 to both sides. By adding 3 to both sides, that will cancel. I get y equals, on the right-hand side, I'm looking for like terms. Well, I can combine together my constants. So -4 plus 3, and I get -2x minus 1. This is slope-intercept form. So the same line, one in point-slope form, one in slope-intercept form. And I just want to show you that it doesn't really matter which point-slope form you start with. So we're going to do this again, and this time we're going to use the other line, which is y minus 1 equals negative 2 times x plus 1. And if I solve this one for slope-intercept form, I would start by distributing the negative 2 over here, and I would get y minus 1 equal to negative 2x minus 2. And then I would have to add 1 to both sides. Oops. And if I do that, negative 1 and positive 1 will cancel. I get y equals negative 2x, and then negative 2 plus 1 I can combine together, which is negative 1. Notice it doesn't matter which one I started with, I got the same answer in the end. So any one of these answers is fine, and you can choose any of them to put it into slope-intercept form. If you have any questions about this, please let me know.